हेलो एवरीवन, आज मैं आपके लिए एक नया वीडियो लेकर आई हूँ जिसका टॉपिक है नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट। तो शुरू करने से पहले अगर आपने मेरा चैनल अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज़ सबसे पहले चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करिए और बेल आइकन दबाना मत भूलिएगा। जैसे ही मैं कोई नया वीडियो अपलोड करूँगी आपको उसका नोटिफिकेशन मिल जाएगा। और प्लीज़ मेरा वीडियो एंड तक देखिएगा। अगर आपको अच्छा लगे तो प्लीज़ इसे लाइक एंड कमेंट ज़रूर करें। तो चलिए अब हम शुरू करते हैं वीडियो के साथ। नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स आर डॉक्यूमेंट्स meant for making payments, the ownership of which can be transferred from one person to another many times before the final payment is made. In other words, negotiable instrument is a transferable document where negotiable means transferable and instrument means document. Moreover, a negotiable instrument means a document guaranteeing the payment of a specific amount of money which is transferable from one person to another, either on demand or at some defined time, with the name of the payer on the instrument according to Section 13 of the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. A negotiable instrument means promissory note, bill of exchange, or check payable either to order or to the bearer. Further, the law related to negotiable instrument is enacted in India as Negotiable Instruments Act 1881 and came into force from March 1, 1882 in the country. The act is applicable in the entire country except in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. This law is commercial in nature and aims to regulate the payment related settlements of trade and commerce. The Act is governed by the RBI of India Act 1934. Features of negotiable instrument: easy transferability, title must be in writing, unconditional order, payment, signature, notice of transfer. Easy transferability: a negotiable instrument is freely transferable. Usually, when we transfer any property to somebody, we are required to make a transfer deed, get it registered, pay stamp duty, etc. But such formalities are not required while transferring a negotiable instrument. The ownership is changed by mere delivery when payable to the bearer or by valid endorsement and delivery when payable to order. Title: negotiability confers absolute and good title on the transferee. It means that a person who receives a negotiable instrument has a clear and undisputable title to the instrument. However, the title of the receiver will be absolute only if he has got the instrument in good faith and for a consideration. Also, the receiver should have no knowledge of the previous holder having any defect in his title. Such a person is known as holder in due course. Must be in writing. A negotiable instrument must be in writing. Unconditional order: in every negotiable instrument, there must be an unconditional order or promise for payment. Payment: the instrument must involve payment of a certain sum of money only and nothing else. For example, one cannot make a promise notes on assets, securities, or goods. Signature: A negotiable instrument must bear the signature of its maker. Without the signature of the drawer or the maker, the instrument shall not be a valid one. Notice of transfer. It is not necessary to give a notice of transfer of a negotiable instrument to the party liable to pay. The time of payment must be certain. It means that the instrument must be payable at a time which is certain to arrive. If the time is mentioned as when convenient, it is not a negotiable instrument. However, if the time of payment is linked to the death of a person, it is nevertheless a negotiable instrument as death is certain, though the time thereof is not. The pay must be a certain person. It means that the person in whose favor the instrument is made must be named or described with reasonable certainty. The term person includes individual body, corporates, trade unions, event secretary, director or chairman of an institution. The pay can also be more than one person. Delivery. Delivery of the instrument is essential. Any negotiable instrument like a check or a promissory note is not complete till it is delivered to its pay. For example, you may issue a check in your brother's name, but it is not a negotiable instrument till it is given to your brother. Right to sue. The transferee of a negotiable instrument is entitled to file a suit in his own name for enforcing any right or claim on the basis of the instrument. Presumptions. Certain presumptions apply to all negotiable instruments. For example, consideration is presumed to have passed between the transferor and transferee. Number of transfer. These instruments can be transferred indefinitely till they are at maturity. Rule of evidence. These instruments are in writing and signed by the parties. They are used evidence of the facts of indebtedness because they have special rule of evidence. Exchange. These instruments relate to payment of certain money in legal tender. They are considered as substitutes for money and are accepted in exchange of goods. Types of negotiable instrument. According to the Negotiable Instruments Act 1881, there are just 3 types of negotiable instrument, that is, promissory note, bill of exchange and check. However, many other documents are also recognized as negotiable instruments on the basis of custom and usage, like hundis, treasury bills, share warrants, etc., provided they possess the features of negotiability. First, we are going to talk about promissory note. Section 4 of the Negotiable Instruments Act 1881 defines a promissory note as an instrument in writing, not being a banknote or a currency note, containing an unconditional undertaking signed by the maker to pay a certain sum of money only to or to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. Parties to a promissory note. There are primarily 2 parties involved in a promissory note: the maker or drawer, and second is the payee. The maker or drawer The person who makes the notes and promises to pay the amount stated therein. The pay, the person to whom the amount is payable. Features of a promissory note. A promissory note must be in writing, duly signed by its maker, and properly stamped as per Indian Stamp Act. It must contain an undertaking or promise to pay. Mere acknowledgement of indebtedness is not enough. There is an unconditional promise to pay. It must contain a promise to pay money only. That is, it is considered only in monetary terms. The parties to a promissory note, that is, the maker and the pay, must be certain. A promissory note may be payable on demand or after a certain date. Last, the sum payable mentioned must be certain or capable of being made certain. It means that the sum payable may be in figures or may be such that it can be calculated. Second is the bill of exchange. It is also a negotiable instrument. Section 5 of the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881 defines a bill of exchange as an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to or to the order of a person or to the bearer of the instrument. Parties to a bill of exchange. There are three parties involved in a bill of exchange: the drawer, the drawee, and the payee. The drawer, the person who makes the order for making payment. The drawee, the person to whom the order to pay is made. He is generally a debtor of the drawer. The payee, the person to whom the payment is to be made. The drawer can also draw a bill in his own name. Thereby, he himself becomes the payee. Here, the words in the bill would be paid to us or order. In a bill where a time period is mentioned, just like the above specimen, is called a time bill. But a bill may be made payable on demand also. This is called a demand bill. Features of bill of exchange. Number 1. A bill must be in writing, duly signed by its drawer, accepted by its drawee, and properly stamped as per Indian Stamp Act. It must contain an unconditional order to pay. The order must be to pay money and money alone, that is, only in monetary terms. The sum payable mentioned must be certain or capable of being made as certain. The parties to a bill must be certain. The third negotiable instrument is check. The Negotiable Instrument Act 1881 defines a check as a bill of exchange drawn on a specified banker and not expressed to be payable otherwise than on demand. Actually, a check is an order by the account holder of the bank directing his banker to pay on demand the specified amount or to the order of the person named therein or to the bearer. Features of a check. Before discussing features of a check, I would like to add few points that you do not need to learn individually features of each negotiable instrument. There are some key points which you can write in all all the negotiable instruments. The key point is first that it is an unconditional order. Second, it is certain. Third, it is payable on demand. Fourth, it is in writing and signed by the according to Indian Stamp Act. Fifth, it is money, that is, it is in monetary terms. So these 5 points you can write in all of these three negotiable instruments as features. You do not need to learn for each of them individually. That will make your task easier and you will be easy and you will be able to learn easily. So now let us discuss the features of a check. A check must be in writing and duly signed by the drawer. It contains an unconditional order. It is issued on a specified banker only. The amount specified is always certain and must be clearly mentioned both in figures and words. The pay is always certain. It is always payable on demand. The check must bear a date, otherwise it is invalid and shall not be honored by the bank. Now we will discuss the various types of check involved. Open check. A check is called open when it is possible to get cash over the counter at the bank. The holder of an open check can receive its payment over the counter at the bank, deposit the check in his own account, or pass it to someone else by signing on the back of a check. Crossed check. Since open check is subject to risk of theft, it is dangerous to issue such checks. This risk can be avoided by issuing another types of checks called cross check. The payment of such check is not made over the counter at the bank. It is only credited to the bank account of the payee. A check can be crossed by drawing two transverse parallel lines across the check, with or without the writing account payee or not negotiable. Bearer check. A check which is payable to any person who presents for payment at the bank counter is called a bearer check. A bearer check can be transferred by mere delivery and requires no endorsement. Order check. An order check is one in which is payable to a particular person. In such a check, the word bearer may be cut out or cancelled and other word order may be written. The payee can transfer an order check to someone else by signing his or her name on the back of it. Fourth, antedated checks are checks in which the drawer mentions the date earlier to the date of presenting it for payment. For example, a check issued on 20th March 2020 may bear a date March 5, 2020. Stale check. A check which is issued today must be presented before at the bank for payment within a stipulated period. After expiry of that period, no payment will be made and it is then called stale check. Multilated check. In case a check is torn in two or more pieces and presented for payment, such check is called multilated check. The bank will not make payment against such a check without getting confirmation to the drawer. But if a check is torn at the corners and no material fact is erased or cancelled, the bank may make the payment against such a check. Post-dated check. Check on which drawer mentions a date which is subsequent to the date on which it is presented, is called post-dated check. For example, if a check presented on March 5, 2020 bears a date of March 25, 2020, it is post-dated check. The bank will make payment only on or after 25th March 2020. Thanks for watching my video till the end. Please like my channel, subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Please guys subscribe my channel, and for any queries please message me in the comment section. I'll always be giving you tips in middle of the presentations. Please listen to them very carefully. They will be very helpful to you all. Thank you so much.